What is up, y'alls? Today we're going to cover general troubleshooting for 3D printer extrusion issues that you may be having to determine root cause and potential part replacements. And if your first layer is starting to look like this, we're going to tell you the exact part that you need to fix it. Specifically, I'm working with the QIDI XMAX3 and I started having some significant extrusion issues that show different symptoms of just poor first layer adhesion, which is generally fixed with just adjusting Z offset, cleaning your build plate, or adding a little glue stick. You can see there's almost a periodic stop in material extrusion as opposed to the material still extruding fine but just not sticking to the build plate. All of these examples popping up on the screen here are printing the 200 first layer G-code file for the XMAX3. Anytime you reach out to QIDI customer support, first thing they're going to ask you is to print out this file and send them a photo. So I'll try to save you a bit of time and frustration. I've added the exact G-code file in the description below, so you can already have your example photo ready anytime you may have to reach out to their customer support. Save you a day of response time and a little frustration. Luckily, this is the first real issue I've ever had with this printer at nearly 1,000 print hours, so pretty good testament to the quality of this equipment. It's definitely proven to be one of my workhorses so far. For extrusion issues like this, there are really only a handful of parts you need to troubleshoot: the nozzle, the extruder unit, the adapter plate or control board, and the drive motor. Luckily, this is a direct drive extrusion printer, but if you have a Bowden extrusion configuration, you want to check your Bowden tube as well. Let's start with the easiest fix first, our nozzle. Easy swap to see if a potential clog or damaged orifice is causing the issue. For our case, this did not solve our problem, so let's move on to the control board and the drive motor. I got sick of wasting time doing the prints of the 200 layer G code, so I decided to just watch the material rate from a manual extrusion to assess if it was fixed. Specifically on the XMAX3, I just tapped the extrude button 4 or 5 times at 100 millimeters and watch the filament as it comes out, so you can see a clear, slow, or even stoppage of material flow, even though there is an active command to extrude. So just watch the extruder gear on the unit while keeping track of the extrusion rate of the material. If this drive wheel stops for any reason during a manually commanded extrusion, I'd suggest just swapping both the board and the motor, since they're both cheap enough and it's kind of a pain to disassemble, reassemble multiple times for troubleshooting multiple parts. I've added the link to these parts for the XMAX3 below. There are 4 bolts on the back of the unit to remove this back cover, and you can access these parts to replace them. But for my instance, I saw the same slowdown of filament extrusion without any change in the speed of this drive gear, so the problem is not the control board or the drive motor. So we're going to move on to the extruder unit. To access this for the XMAX3, simply push up on the front cover to pop it off, and you have direct access to the hardware. Remove these bolts to remove the extruder unit and inspect the teeth of the gears and tensioner spring and arm. For our case, we can definitely see a good amount of wear on the teeth for the main drive wheel, and when I disassembled the unit to check out the tensioner spring and arm, I noticed some tiny stray ball bearings that I think may have come from the tensioner wheel, which could have caused a stoppage of the filament being pushed through to the hot end. A quick swap of a brand new extruder unit, link in the description below, and bada boom, printing like she's brand new again with a very clean first layer. You can't really beat a $30 fix and maybe 30 minutes of your time to get your printer running like new again. And fingers crossed she's good for another 1,000 print hours. Well, I hope you learned something new today, and I hope this info helps you troubleshoot issues with your own 3D printer and save you some headaches and frustration. Until next time, peace out.